Hi, Chris Lopez here, and this is the first video entry into 100sponsorships.com so you can see how I go about building my business, all the work it takes behind the scenes, and every little step and every little detail that I go throughout along the way. Now, just a quick thing for those of you who don't know me, I'll go a few just things about myself. When I do these videos, you're going to see me dressed very casually. I'm not going to dress up and do my makeup and hair to look good on camera. I don't have the time for it, and that's just not who I am. I like to dress down, I like to be comfortable, I like to be casual, and that's one of the main reasons I started doing a network marketing business, was so I didn't have to wear a suit and so I could walk around barefoot or in sandals most of the day, which I absolutely love. So if you get distracted by the fact I'm not dressed up, get over it. I'm going to give you some really good content. And the fact that I'm recording all this, I got much more important things to be doing, like actually creating my website, advertising, and sponsoring people than trying to look pretty for the camera. I see a lot of people out there wasting time and trying to make their videos look perfect and look super. It's not worth the time or not worth the effort in my mind, because I want to give you great content, which is what I'm going to do with these videos and the 100sponsorships.com website. The other thing, I'll go through some very just quick details as I go through these videos. I'll jump into thoughts. I'll jump into what I'm doing. So it's best if you can stay along from from post to post to post. I may post 4 or 5 in 1 week. I may only post 1 video in 1 week. Depends how much I do, what I have going on, and just how much activity that I'm just doing at the moment. I'll try to record in small chunks and post it up. So as I outlined in my previous post, I started writing the content for my retiredat23.com website. You read on there about the idea behind it and why I'm going after that market, and I've used Retired23 in marketing in the past with good results. So I've taken that site completely down to start everything from the ground up and start from where everyone else who is using the Integrus Group is starting as well. The exact same website, the exact same system, and starting from a standstill as far as creating content and advertising, all coming from brand new. So I've already have 5 articles written. I wrote those about 2 months ago for some training and examples I did for other people to model their websites off of. So that's done. And today I spent about an hour working on the About Me section and the Contact Me section. 45 minutes was spent on the About Me section. I really got into it. I really enjoyed it. I spent quite a bit of time crafting my story and rewriting a few points in there to really communicate with my audience out there. I always like to write it once and then go back through and say, okay, I get this type of person at the end of their screen or on the other side of the computer, reading my website. Where are they coming from exactly? What's going through my mind, or what's going through their mind? They're sitting there thinking what? They're sitting there seeing this going on around in the economy and in the world around them. So I go back and try to make sure I'm communicating to what's actually going on in that person's thoughts. And again, it's really about crafting the story for the About Me section because stories sell and facts tell is the old saying. And the About Me is really so people can just build that relationship with you. Just like when you read a really good book and you feel like after the book you're best friends with the main character, you know the author, and you feel like you know the character and you know the person. Well, they don't know you, but they did such a good job of telling the story and communicating things that you developed a relationship with them. And that's really what you're doing with your website theme, and the About Me section is oftentimes what the first thing people will see. And then later on, you'll use that About Me section and use that for the videos you use to introduce your company and your network marketing business, because oftentimes that leads right into your story as to how you found out about your company or why you started pursuing a different career path or path for making money. The second part was the Contact Me section. This I wrote in about 10 to 15 minutes. I did it very quickly. I think I wrote like a 1, 2, 3 bullet point. And this section's neat because you can lay out the rules of engagement for how you want people to talk with you and communicate with you. And it's where you posture yourself a little bit too. You're not going to post your phone number there and say, hey, call me 24/7, I'm begging to talk to you. Number one, never put your phone number out there publicly on the internet because you'll get some really weird people calling you, I bet. And two, if it's out there, people aren't going to value it. So build yourself up a little bit and let people know, hey, I'm busy, I got a lot of stuff going on, I want to answer your questions, but the reality is, like most people, I have very limited time. So my first point, I said, hey, Facebook's the best way to ask me questions or get in touch with me. If you got a question, post on Facebook. However, don't post a stupid question. Don't post a vague, stupid question like, Chris, how do I retire too? Well, how am I supposed to answer that in 3 sentences back? I can't. So post an intelligent question where you give specifics or details and give me as much information as possible so I can answer it. And I went on to say basically I'll ignore unintelligent questions and answer questions by people that actually put thought and effort into it. Second, I said I don't answer emails or voicemails very often unless we have an ongoing dialogue, just due to the sheer volume of them, and it's a pretty inefficient way to communicate. And I went on to say I also do some consulting, which I love working with people one-on-one. I would do it, 12 hours a day if I could. Like, that's what I really enjoy, is working with people. But a couple of things there is, number one, I don't have the time to do that. I've got 8 other projects I'm always working on and I always want to get done. So I have to leave time aside to get that done. And of course, build other parts of my business, help out team members, do things to Integritas Group, enjoy life actually, or do other things outside of work and other pleasure goals I have. And also let people know, hey, I really value my time. If or when you talk with me, that person's going to come to me and say, wow, Chris is a busy person and I respect his time, so it's not going to waste my time. They're going to come up there prepared, more likely to keep appointments and just be ready to talk with me. So I've postured myself a little bit. So those are not out on the website quite yet. I've got all the content written now, which is the important thing. And then probably this weekend, when I've got more time on Saturday, I will post all the information to the website setup process in Integritas. And that'll take a few days for the system to set it up. And then next week, I will post up my live campaign, or my first marketing campaign. And over the next few days, I'll start brainstorming and working on my advertising and marketing campaign, so you can see what I come up with, the process I go through, and just every little step that I do throughout the entire process. So stay tuned for another posting in a few days.